प्रोफेसर अरविंद कुमार जी,
वो मैनेज कर लेंगे, उसको कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
हरीश राव जी, डॉक्टर सुनील पांडे और रितेश यादव, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, after listening to the master exposition on the Indian foreign policy by two speakers prior to me, I have very little to add to it. So I think the way Professor Arvind Kumar ji covered the entire perspective of the Indian foreign policy, and then you heard from the man who has dealt with this subject in his entire tenure as a successful ambassador to neighboring country of Nepal, Luxembourg, and United Nations and what have you. So he has traveled a lot. Therefore, he is an authority by himself on the subject matter. But notwithstanding that, I have an obvious responsibility as the chair to talk something about this important subject, which we as Indian citizens, each and every citizen matters. If you would have heard Honorable Prime Minister talking about it, he is talking of each and every citizen of the country, who has to be the owner of all the policies, including foreign policy. So if that is the importance being given to this important subject of foreign policy, then why not we all as Indians should also know about it. And therefore I have penned down certain issues, basically to see that I don't miss out something. I may overshoot my time. Please allow me to that. First of all, I would like to compliment the Indian Council of World Affairs for organizing this national seminar on changing dimensions of Indian foreign policy towards 2019 till now. And the Political Science Department of Maranatha Degree College for facilitating and organizing it in a befitting manner. We all have been witness to the changing dimensions of our own society within the country and the world. And therefore, all that has also been covered by Professor Arvind Kumar ji and partially even by our ambassador. But let's talk about something which has happened, which has brought about the changes from the earlier policy of non-alignment and Panchi to now we are looking at something multipolar world, multi-alignments, as also leading on to the ownership of the world leadership. And therefore it is important what all has changes have made these changes come about that. And we can talk as far as nation is concerned of the surgical strikes, well, as Army man on Balakot and across areas of Pakistan, but also one of the turning events for the world to realize that as a military, we stand well up in the ladder and we are able to face any kind of onslaught. And therefore, that was also one of the changing points. Then, what happened during COVID, I think we as a country emerged, I don't say the winners, but we would say the maximum people, that itself shows that we were caring about our citizenship, and that also changed the world opinion about India. Then, we also looked after our immediate neighbor of Sri Lanka. When they were in debt, I think the Prime Minister, Honorable Modi ji, helped them out to come out of it. Otherwise, the Sri Lankan country would have gone to Chinese hand. And what about next? Next we see a temple coming up in UAE. Why it has come up? Because the Indian influence, Indian diaspora, has also these visits by Honorable Prime Minister, and I may quote here, the Honorable Foreign Minister today is talking to all the foreign ministers of Gulf Council. Now that's no other country has that opportunity to do it so. Look upon the ambassador to see about this, that the changes which come about, the world is wanting to hear you, the world is wanting to know from you, and that is where our country has come about. And it is all because today the foreign policy, the foreign minister himself has almost 4 decades of professional foreign diplomat, and that is where the knowledge of the subject matters. And then we are talking of the European Union, United States of America. Look at I give the example of Russia and Ukraine war. When Prime Minister visited Russia, the world was thinking the peace will be negotiated or will be talked about. Thereafter he visits Ukraine, and then President Biden calls him and says, why don't you be the negotiator mediator, why can't you be the mediator to bring about this war which is going on to an end? So that is the credibility that India has reached. And it has not reached overnight. It has not been for one instance. There are so many instances which even both the speakers before me have covered. I would not like to go into detail, but each and every event which India does is seen by the world over, and then the world opinion is changing, and that is where we stand. And what has been achieved in the last few years is as much a reason to celebrate as it is to comprehend the current broad orientations and contours of the Indian foreign policy. Now we envision India in the world in 40 years. And towards the end, I am again honored for this opportunity which has been provided to me by Honorable Chief Minister, who is also the manager of this institution, and for having invited me to be the chair as far as this event is concerned. On behalf of all of us, I would like to take this opportunity to convey our appreciation to both the speaker, Professor Arvind Kumarji and Mr. Anjeev Puriji, and for that I request ladies and gentlemen to kindly rise and give a standing ovation to both of them. Please. I will take another 5 minutes. That was a formal opportunity as the task given to me as the chair. I'll just take 5 more minutes. It is basically the document. Please keep quiet. I have penned down certain catchphrases because, until we know what happened in the past. As I covered my communication, that one shield and man, non-alignment, were the two policies which were guiding our foreign policy for a very long period. And thereafter, modifications did take place, but those were not very noticeable in the world. And similarly, after the collapse of the bipolar world in 91, which I got corrected by Professor Arvind Kumarji, I think suddenly the entire dynamics of the world policy, foreign policy changed. And it was being driven by the United States of America because Russian had totally been neglected as far as Russia is concerned. Thereafter suddenly started becoming multipolar world. And it took that much of time for India to understand, not that our foreign policy was not keeping pace, it was keeping pace. But suddenly in 2015, after the present Prime Minister took over, what he brought about was a movement from non-alignment to multi-alignment, a more positive concept, and to make India Shashakt. If that is the case, the start point of present, what we are hearing, what we are talking about, started in 2015. By this cash, you will be able to cover the period from 1947 till about 15. And thereafter, coming to after 15 to 2, now the subject matter is 2019. Why it has changed? The major factors were the geopolitical dynamics, which was also covered by both the speakers prior to me. Security concerns, India first, Asia first, immediate neighbor, engaging with immediate neighbors, engaging with extended neighbors. Now, these policies were started sometimes in 15, 19, and after the present foreign minister took over as the foreign minister, he immediately moved on, moved on from the foreign secretary to minister direct. And that is the advantage, that was the possibly the, you can say, the change point in the Indian foreign policy which have happened. And now even US is looking to us to drive us. We talked about digital payment. When the one of the country's prime minister came, the chaiwala was paid through Paytm. Now that is the kind of soft power which India has, and India is offering to the world free of cost. Then as far as the immediate neighborhood is concerned, there are little challenges, especially with two countries, Pakistan and China, and minor, you can say, issues are existing with other neighbors, but those are being taken by frequent visits of the Honorable Foreign Minister. The other day, just about 5 days back, Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, including NSA, they were in Singapore, and also he invited almost all those people to invest in India, and we got a very positive response from that meeting. It is only happening because we have opened up, we have reached out, and people want to now invest in India, and that is because of our this very suitably strengthened foreign policy, which is being driven by Foreign Minister as well as by the Prime Minister. India's readjustment, Ukraine and Russia, Ambassador talked about it, the cheap oil, and we paid in rupee. We were under pressure by the US and the Middle East countries. Why are you paying? And then the one sentence I think the Foreign Minister says, whatever is the best interest of our nation, we'll do that. Now, these kind of statements could have been made 15 years back, right, sir? So, now that is the kind of leadership which the nation is getting today, and we are moving ahead. But this is not the moment, because normally, what I'm saying, we have traversed all that distance from 47 till now, and now we are talking with the strength, computational strength to world over, including US, including China. It is not that simple. Then is our involvement with Hamas and Palestine war. Vishwa Bandhu has been spoken about, and India is a voice of global sound. That is the title which has also been given, which is again effect of our good foreign policy. Military modernization. Ambassador asked, which is this thing? Now, gentlemen, all policy, economic policy, foreign policy, also has to be backed by the military, and that is where the Americans they can enter a landing country today. Now, I am not saying that India should also do it, but the kind of military modernization which has taken place in the last 15-20 years, and almost every day something new is being added to our inventory, which is technology driven, and therefore the Indian military today is much stronger, even as compared to 1971. I would say it has grown by almost 100% as far as technology is concerned, and we are on the path of further improvement. Unified strategy and enhanced connectivity. When I talk about the connectivity, gentlemen, the two key corridors which have been proposed by India, Middle East, Europe, and economic corridor, and international north-south transport corridor. So, these kind of ideas, these kind of proposals are coming from India, and therefore we are also getting our prominent place in the foreign affairs. And diaspora, very important. Indian diaspora also, Ambassador talked about it, that the diaspora matters. The Indians are almost in every country. Maybe one or country where the Indians may not be there, and they are doing well. In 33% on our side, manned by Indians. Now, that itself is a great achievement.
One up there is also.
Yeah. Then, having said all these things, I leave this paper here for the students who are interested. They can take it from Rotary College. I did some research, and therefore I think that the research should not go waste. The students who are doing the cases or they are interested in foreign affairs, they can take it. I will leave it with Rotary College. Having said that, are there any questions which the students or even the faculty would like to Ambassador and Arvind Kumarji or me to take it up? Right, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no questions, we come to the concluding address, and thank you so much. It was a nice idea of the Honorable Prime Minister to give me an opportunity, of the Chief Minister to give me an opportunity to be here with you all, and which I mostly feel honored and privileged. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.